Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for this week's Intuitive Life Coaching reading. We're going to do a 5-card reading for April 21st. We always want to make sure that we get very clear, quiet, and centered. Call on our angels and guides, taking a deep breath anytime you're working with oracle cards or this app. And then wait for the guidance. Wait to feel cleared and connected and have your question ready. We're asking for the guidance for this week ahead. Anything we need clarity on for the energy coming up. For this week in the situation card, we have the visionary card. And the emotional challenge, we have synchronicities. The solution is metamorphosis, which is transformation card. The coaching advice is spiritual teacher. And the potential for this week is old habits. So for the situation, as I tune into the energy of this card speaks about really getting organized with all of your ideas and your goals and ambitions in life, and being able to not try to do everything at one time. But I'm also picking up on a really huge message that has to do with this card and the energy around this week, and that is balance. That has to do with trying to do way too much all at one time and not making enough downtime for ourselves, as well as just really not, when we get an idea or inspiration to do something and feeling like we have to do everything all at one time, and not letting ourselves really take care of ourselves, and by doing way too much. There's a lot of overwhelming energy, go, high intensity energy for this week, feeling like we're rushing around, we're trying to get everything done right now, and there's a lot of stress around that, and we're also starting to feel very depleted, as though we are in the flow with our passions, and we are getting in the flow with our passions, and beautiful new ideas are streaming to us. We're having an amazing week that has to do with more clarity and direction about what we want to do, but the message is that we can't do everything all at once, and that really when we try to do that, when we really push ourselves to the max, when we push ourselves to our limit, when we don't let ourselves relax, when we don't give ourselves any downtime, that everything will start to fall apart. So it's counterproductive to do that. And then this card also just has a beautiful message around embracing your ability to be this visionary person that has all of these amazing ideas flowing to you. And that's great, but we're getting the guidance that we really need to slow down and take it one step at a time, because trying to do it all at once is very counterproductive, and it's also wreaking havoc on our health this week. You're a visionary. What would the world do without visionaries? You're truly plugged into the infinite source of all things creative and grand. You get original, creative, and inspiring ideas that practically come out of nowhere. You're truly an inspiration to others, and they look to you for guidance and creative inspiration. When you dream big. There is no such thing as small potatoes as far as you are concerned. However, in order for you to bring your visions into reality, you have to learn to start small and expand as time goes on. One of the tendencies of visionaries is that they sometimes put the cart before the horse. We need to be open to feedback and regarding to breaking down our visions this week into small and tangible action steps. Begin to synthesize all your creative ideas into action. Just remember that before there was a cell phone, there was a landline with a cord a mile long, and next came the cordless phone, and then the cell phone was born. So be prepared to start small and expand even bigger, and as you do, you'll pave the way for your visions to be born. So it is a really exciting card. I love the visionary card, but for this week's energy, it does come with a feeling of trying to do everything at once, not having the patience that we have all these amazing ideas. Also, I'm getting a huge intuitive message that has to do with, as we're manifesting things, we're getting very impatient. So moving forward, we do have these big dreams that we're wondering, where are they? I've been waiting for this opening to come. I've been waiting for this to happen for me, and nothing is showing up. And we're really getting a little confused about that. But Spirit shows me that that's just us being impatient, that it's not divine timing right now. So just hold on and know that it is coming. In the emotional challenge, we have synchronicities. And that goes hand in hand with the visionary cards and the waiting, wondering, why isn't anything happening yet? And us starting to get impatient. Because our emotional challenge for this week is synchronicity. So if we're not really feeling the magic, if we're not really feeling in flow with what it is we're trying to accomplish or create, when you truly manifest something, you're going to see signs everywhere. You're going to be in the flow of it. It's all going to happen so fast that you don't have time to think about it or second guess it. And all the signs around you are pointing you in the right direction. And this is what we call synchronicity. And so when you are trying to push towards something, you're going to feel like you're pushing. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel stressed out. And most likely there isn't going to be any signs around you that things are starting to unfold. But also, it's in the emotional challenge this week that because we are getting ready to receive those synchronicities, but we're feeling very, very impatient. And we also might be kind of dismissing the signs and the guidance as to what direction to go to next. So this week is a little bit about confusion of where am I going? Where do I need to go? Why don't I know exactly what direction I'm heading? So there might be a little confusion in that, but it will be resolved by the end of the week. And we just have to remember that we're manifesting these things for ourselves. And as we really step more into the flow of inspired action and creating the things that we desired, then we also start to get into the flow of the synchronicities that guide us in the right direction. Allow the magic to unfold as synchronistic events lead you in a new direction. Synchronistic events are all around you now. This card comes to you to assure you that all of the coincidences that are happening to you are no accident. This is creation in action. Pay special attention to all of the details in your life at this time. It doesn't matter how insignificant something appears, it's not by chance. It is divine design. Things are shifting and moving for you in the most amazing ways. Just when you need to know something, someone shows up with the answer. Just when you decide that you want a new job, someone offers you an interview. Just when you decide you want to meet more people, someone sends you an invite to a social gathering. Synchronicities happen as if by magic. Pay attention to the small synchronicities in your life as well. This is the universe showing you the way. If you notice small synchronicities often in your day, it's to tell you that this is the right path. As you follow this path, the synchronicities will unfold even more and produce magical events that are going to lead you in an entirely new direction. Nothing is by chance. Everything is happening for a reason. This is a gift from God and the universe, and you're being asked to trust it. So as I was really reading that card, I was getting messages from our angels about surrendering, about trusting, about releasing control. And as we do that, we're getting more in the flow with that which we are creating, and like I just said a few minutes ago, it's not quite time yet, but it is on its way. The solution is metamorphosis and so many transitions, and this card has been coming up in the reading for a while now, but so many transitions are happening in our personal life, as well as our career and our family life. Everything is shifting and changing, and even though those things up until this point have been very hard for us, they're actually helping us to change from the inside out. So no matter what hardships we have had to face up until this point, it has changed us for the better, and we are really starting to see the world in a different way. And so now that is why all the things are starting to line up even more now, and this energy is because we ourselves are changing and catching up to what it is we truly want and what it is we truly desire and what it is we truly wish to manifest. Like the caterpillar that emerges from its cocoon, you're about to get your wings. You're currently undergoing a transformation that's a transformation. This transformation has been taking place for quite some time. This card comes to you today to tell you that you're at the end of the cycle. Everything that you have experienced and all that you have learned is about to present itself to you in a way that causes your transformation to unfold. You're about to get your wings, so to speak. This is a time in your life when you will take all of your knowledge, your story, your hardships, your accomplishments, and you'll put them into practical use and decide a new way to embark on your life's path. You will begin to see the beauty in all that you have been through. This transformation is a beautiful thing. Where you once were unsure, you will now be clear. Where you once were insecure, you will now be confident. Where you once were unhappy, you will now be at peace. Where you once were lost, you are now found. Your transformation will be inspirational to others, and at times they'll wonder how you accomplished such an amazing feat. Enjoy this time. The epiphanies are about to be plentiful. And the coaching advice is spiritual teacher. And the message that I'm getting for this card is that our metamorphosis and our transformation, that all the events that is leading up to this changes that's happening from us from the inside out, is our spiritual teacher. Now, also this card does represent stepping out into our path as a spiritual teacher or a healer or a humanitarian or anything that is for the greater good of the world. And also for this particular reading, it is showing us to look at everything that we've experienced that is causing this huge shift from the inside out as something that is teaching, that is expanding our awareness, and it has been a spiritual teacher for us to grow and to evolve and to change and to shift. And when you look at it from that perspective, you're not hanging on to all of the problems that happened in your life, but instead you're beginning to look at it in a completely new way that brings new insight, because those things needed to happen in our life in order for us to shift and grow and become even more aware and start to be able to really fully step into who we truly are, instead of just kind of going through the motions of who we used to be. So for all of you that are guided to do any kind of spiritual teacher work, this card is also about that. And so our transformations oftentimes will lead us down the path of healing ourselves so that we can also learn to heal others. You're being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. You have compassion for humanity. You have a deep love for life and all beings of life. You spend most of your time uplifting the people around you. You fill them with hope, compassion, and love. You see beauty and good in everyone and everything. Nothing gives you more happiness than watching someone evolve and grow into their true self. You're a teacher of compassion and unconditional love. This card comes to tell you that you're a spiritual teacher for many, even if you're not aware of it. Your love for children, people, animals, and nature. You also value honesty, equality, and love for all. Your guides and angels come to you today to tell you that you're worthy of stepping into your role as a spiritual teacher. Do not second guess yourself. Let go of all of your fears, hand it over to God and your guides and angels, and ask for your highest good to unfold. The reason why you're so passionate about the well-being of others is because the core of who you're a teacher of love and light. When you accept this and embrace this as a part of your true nature, your path will begin to light up for you, making you finally feel at home in this world. You are meant to help, heal, and teach compassion and unconditional love. You'll find your own unique way to teach, and when you do, all will be right in your world. If you're already on your path as a spiritual teacher, this is your message from your angels and guides that you are right where you're supposed to be. Go out into the world and shine your bright light. And honestly, the energy this week does feel a lot lighter than last week, especially in regards to purging and all those relationship things that we are going through that's causing our transformation. But we still do have some work to do as far as balancing our lives. And the energy of this week is causing us to want to slow down. And that's a big message. If we haven't already slowed down, we are getting huge messages that it is time. It's time for some downtime, for sure. I know I've said that message like 5 times. And the old habit is the potential card. So through everything that we've experienced, in order for us to really shift in the way that we want to, we have to be willing to let go. And letting go is huge. Letting go of everything that we keep continuing to do each and every day that was the same as yesterday. We have to be willing to change things up, but we also have to be willing to look at the things that we've been in denial of, that we hang on to, that are bad habits, that help us create more of the life that we're complaining about. So for this being the potential card, it means that we are shifting our old habits. It means that we are letting go of our old habits and allowing that shift to occur. So that's a really positive sign, and that goes hand in hand with the metamorphosis. So if you've been guided to shift and change a habit, that's because of all this energy that's moving around you, that's helping you to shift and change and grow so rapidly, is really starting to help you to look at that. And we're finally at a place where we're ready to let it go. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. The more you believe that you can't let go of something that is no longer serving you, the more you give your power away. So that's a big message. It was actually highlighted for me. The more you believe that you can't let go of something that is no longer serving you, the more you give your power away. So there's energy around releasing this idea that we're victims, because what's happening is that as we keep recreating the same thing by indulging in the same habits, that we're doing this to ourselves. And every time we choose to do something that we know that is not for our highest good, there is something that we are getting in exchange for that choice. But sometimes we're in denial of it, so we feel like instead of changing it, we just pretend that doesn't have anything to do with our choices. So the more we believe that we can't let go, the more we anchor that into our energy field, the more we anchor that into our subconscious, and then we really start to believe that it's too hard, that we just can't. Spirit says, what are you waiting for? You have the choice. The choice truly is yours. You can choose to let the old, worn out bad habits go, or you can choose to let it consume you. This habit truly is holding you back. It's keeping you from moving forward and feeling good in your own skin. You do not feel good when you indulge in this old, worn out way of being. It's time for you to let go of what is no longer serving you. You have the strength to let go of the old so you can bring in the new. Choose now to only engage in things that are life-giving and supportive to your spiritual and emotional growth at this time. Let it go so you can let yourself shine. There is a new way of being that is just waiting to unfold for you. Change can be tricky, but once you realize that this is what you choose, it becomes something to look forward to, something new and exciting, and something refreshingly different. It's time to let go of old habits that are no longer serving your highest good. Thank you so much for listening to this week's Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle card reading. My name is Kelly T. Smith, and as always, you can find me at www.intuitivelifecoachingwithkelly.com. Thanks again.